The Nintendo Creators Program. Now, to those two left in the world who don't know what this is, I will give a brief explanation. In short, Nintendo have for a while now tried to find a way for themselves to make money off YouTube videos that feature their games. And this is the latest idea, since every time they have tried to literally hijack videos or the ads played on said videos, they have been met with a lot of resistance. This is a contract where you pretty much say, sure Nintendo, you can have the revenue generated from the ads being played with my videos, and then throw some crumbs of it back my way. And this affects all the games Nintendo put on a so-called white list. The rules also say that by signing this deal you're not allowed to speak badly of Nintendo games, and you're even expected to defend the Nintendo games should the need arise. So yeah, Nintendo game reviews? Nope, not allowed unless you speak nicely about them and leave out any flaws, bugs or dislikes. And should you be kicked out of the program for any reason at all, be it breaking the rules, natural disasters, or Nintendo realizing what a bad idea this is and then pulling the plug on the program, you are then no longer allowed to ever use Nintendo games in your videos. Hell, you are under contract to delete the ones you have. Now, there have been a long battle between game companies and YouTubers. The rules are not all that clearly defined, and YouTubers usually point to fair use. Fair use means you can reuse copyright protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. The problem is that fair use can be very different depending on the country you live in. And this makes a lot of people claim that Nintendo is well within their rights to make demands from, in this case, a YouTube Let's Player. As it stands now, the rules do not specifically say if adding original material to copyrighted works makes it fair use, and people have tried to take advantage of this both ways. I do not wish to speculate in Nintendo's right to refuse fair use, and since I know that people who are expert on laws cannot agree on this, and if they can't figure it out, I won't be the one that will magically show the way. I will, however, say what I think. A YouTube video featuring a Nintendo game have a good chance to be seen by a lot of people. This depends on the popularity of the channel, but it will most likely be seen, even on a small channel like mine. And that is pretty much the backbone of advertising, to be seen. Let's Play videos is by all accounts free advertising. And since big companies pay millions to have their products shown to a lot of people, you would think getting it for free would be a good thing. On the opposite side of advertising is negative mentions. If people hear something negative, it tends to spread outwards. Ever since my first game console, I would know what games were good and what games were bad by talking to others who like to play video games. And bad games, well, they were scorned and avoided. And right now, I say it's safe to say Nintendo is not getting many favorable mentions these days, since they seem to want to come off as greedy and petty towards people who are in fact doing them a service for free. Again, the question is not do they have the right or not, it's simply this: does having the right make using that right a smart idea? When I was taking driving lessons, I found something to use as an example to put things in some kind of perspective. The laws say that when I come driving down the street from the right, I have the right of the road. In short, you have to stop and let me pass if you cross my path from the left. That is my right, and if need be, it's my right to have a bus T-bone me from the left. But I don't do that. I give up my right any time that I see that holding on to that right will cause damages, for myself or others. Nintendo might have the right to make claims on anyone's YouTube videos that feature Nintendo copyrighted material. That is very possible. It might be their right to act like the sheriff of Nottingham and take money away from those who might deserve or need it more. But what about the long-term gain? What will happen when YouTubers take down their Nintendo videos? When people start to say no and turn away from Nintendo games? Well, for starters, there will be no more free advertising. And people might start to talk about how a company that makes billions works so hard to claim what amounts to petty cash from loyal fans. And that is the real conflict. It's not about, as some of you out there say, whiny YouTubers who are denied their easy money and have to work for once. It is about being treated like shit from someone or something that's been a big part of your life. I personally believe that people will look to other companies who are more lenient about fair use and at least on the surface come off as a friend to their fans. Because in the end, having the right to make dumb decisions doesn't mean you have a duty to do so.